And hello fellow Techers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks. And World of Tanks Valor is here. So today we're going to play in a recently buffed Tier 9 French medium tank AMX 30. Yes, boys and girls, I've had this tank in my garage for ages, but I haven't played it in years. I gotta say, it's going to be years because the last time I played it was probably about a year and a half, or maybe longer. I can't remember. But this tank was nerfed to the ground in one of the updates in the past, but now it was slightly brought back to life. And all of a sudden you start seeing some of these tanks on the battlefield because the penetration was buffed slightly as well as the shell velocity. So why not get back into this tank, play it a little bit and see what it's all about. So I have one really good ace tanker replay in AMX 30 that I will show you in this video. But before we go to the ace tanker gameplay, I'm gonna show you probably my worst RNG game in this tank in my whole run. So I want to show you the worst and I want to show you the best. So that way you can compare and see what's a realistic opinion on this tank right now. So in the first game, we're gonna have a lot of trouble with our gun. Well, all except this one, I guess. I don't know how that went in, to be honest. Anyway, now keep in mind that those shots that I'm taking in the first game are mostly long distance shots, 450 to over 500 meters. So that might have something to do with it. In my ace tanker gameplay, I don't think I've taken long shots like that. Plus there is one RNG instance in this game that I will point out, which I think Wargaming has to focus on and try to fix, because those things happen all the time in a game and it has either have to do with the lag or I don't know what else, because shots that are fully aimed sometimes do miss outside of the circle still. And this was the problem in the latest update, which I think everybody was kind of fighting to fix, but it seems like it's not really fixed in this update either. So some of these things are worth pointing out, and Wargaming now claims that they'll be looking at game continuously, doing the tank balancing and looking at other issues with the game. So I'm hoping along the way they can focus on some of these problems and try to fix them as we go along. But honestly, I do appreciate the effort, and the effort that Wargaming is putting into this right now. Even though it's going to be slow and gradual, I think it's the right thing to do. Especially with them being very transparent as to what changes are they making and why. I think that's great, and I think that's being really honest and straightforward and being able to explain that to the community as far as why these changes are being made. I definitely think it's a step in the right direction. But one thing I'm still missing. Everything is all great. They seem to be doing fair comparisons between statistics that are important for any given tank. But I think what they're still missing is tank-to-tank comparison as far as popularity is concerned. So I think that needs to be somehow included in that calculation in some of those stats that they're looking at. It's okay to look at the stats of the tank, of the player base that is currently playing it, but they gotta be able to compare popular tanks with not so popular tanks and try to understand why the not so popular tanks are not being played in a game, right? So obviously if you're looking at averages for the same tank, you can base your conclusion based on the data that you have, but that's not really fully taking into account the entire picture of the entire tank population in a game. So I think this is one of the things they need to look at eventually. But regardless, today let's focus on AMX 30B. And my run in this tank was quite pleasant, except for a few instances of RNG issues and stuff like that. And this game here in particular drove me nuts. So let's jump into this game and see what has transpired here. So as you can see, I'm camping like a champion. Yes, I'm camping like a champion on this map. I'm a mid-tier in this matchup. And, you know, I don't have any armor, so I set up here to just snipe. I have good camo in this tank. I thought this would be a good position for it. But the opposition is playing it smart. I missed so many shots already earlier on a light tank that was moving. Then I missed shots on T32 that were fully aimed. They were just missing. They wouldn't go in the middle. Then I missed some shots on the defender. Then I had a crazy shot on the defender that went into his lower plate mysteriously. But take a look at this. Another shot missed on the proto. And I basically lost the game for the team right here. Like, none of my shots were going in. And I was getting frustrated here. I'm like, crap, man. I can't hit nothing. All of my TDs were falling apart and dying. And yeah, it was just ridiculous. This shot actually went in. Look at that. That actually went in where it needed to. So not many of those shots that went in. But so I realized with this tank, you have to get a little bit closer. If you shoot over 500 meters or 450 to 500 meters, I think that bounced. Yeah, you won't be able to probably hit your shots reliably every time. Right, we're gonna switch our attention to this waffle here. We're gonna try to hit him. And can we hit him? I think I was able to hit that. Yeah, I was able to hit that shot right there. So we're gonna get into the defender issue in a split second here, and that's what's gonna happen here. First, I'm gonna try to get him here, but I miss my shot and he snaps me. He just snaps me, just like that. He didn't even aim, he just snapped. And this tank, you hit it anywhere, you pen it. So defender is a tough cookie for this tank. So I decided to switch to heat right here. I really needed to pen him. I mean, the game is close. I really need to take him out of the game. That's what I was thinking. So we're gonna come up here. In a split second, you're gonna take a look at that shot. That's gonna be nuts. I'm gonna slow it down for you so you see what's going on. So I did move my cursor a little bit around here, but at the end, I aimed it in the right position in the bottom plate, and look where this shot went. This shot went beyond the aim circle and hit his top plate, and I wouldn't pen him at all. So I'm gonna hit him right here in the bottom plate. And now I knew he was only one shot to me, so I wanted to overexpose and just take him out of the game. But I didn't know, and I didn't think that this E4 had lane of fire at me. I didn't know that my turret was sticking out, and it was just slightly poking out. And RNG said no to me, and it said yes to E4. And that's how this game ended. So I pretty much lost this game for the team. Yes, I camped out for the majority of time, but the opposition was pushing all the way in, all the time. So I didn't really have to relocate. I had shots from this position, except my gun just wouldn't work with me. That was probably my worst RNG game out of this whole run. And now this waffle is gonna go down, unfortunately, and I'm just gonna quit the game. Yeah. Anyway, so be prepared. Every once in a while, your gun is gonna do this, right? And again, I didn't want to just show you best game that I had in a run. I wanted to show you the worst one that I had. I mean, there were games where I got one shot. There's no point showing you those. But as far as shooting goes, don't think that this tank is perfect at shooting. If you look at the best game and you say, oh, look at that, Space did this and the gun is working beautiful, it doesn't always happen. Anyway, in this game here, in the Ace Tanker gameplay, the gun is going to work and it's going to be an amazing game, guys. So let's switch to that now. Okay, so we're on Thiepval Ridge, one of my most favorite maps in the game, actually. I had so many good games on this map. It's gotta be probably my favorite map at the moment. I play this map really well every time. It's just amazing, especially for medium tanks and light tanks. Yeah, this map is incredible. There's only one artillery in play, so that's the one I have to be worried about, because this tank is so soft. You get one shot really quickly. So you have to be wary of artillery, you have to be wary of big guns, and you have to be wary of light tanks with troll guns, right? Because they're gonna smoke you. And it happened to me a few times, because this tank has zero armor, basically. But that mobility, look at that mobility, boys and girls. You can get into position so quick. Sometimes it's deceiving. It's too quick because it has no armor. You get into position quick, and then everybody's focusing you. So you gotta be really careful about that. Now, Thiepval Ridge, I love playing out of this position, especially if I have a little bit of gun depression. This is an amazing position. I love this position, so I come in here almost every time. And that should allow me to spot across here. Once I poke behind that rock, and the reason I'm behind this rock on this side is because I do not want to be focused from the hill. Like, usually the enemy has campers at the hill. If you're on the right hand side, they'll have line of fire, right? So here we're gonna try to hit this autoloader, American autoloader, T-54E1. We put a shell into him. We missed a shot on the tortoise, which was fully aimed shot. It wasn't that far. So yeah, that was probably the only shot that was fully aimed that missed for me in this game. I think. I don't remember exactly, but I think. As you can see, there's a lot of opposition here. Light tanks are encroaching from my right. The heavy tanks are pushing from the left. There's many of them here. So I was worried about artillery. Obviously, I'm moving around. I don't want to get hit. Right? But I'm trying to pay attention to this Conqueror. Hopefully we can put a few shells into him. He overexposes big time there. And he gets shut down just like that. But we see this Conway. He's tall enough that his turret is poking out. So we're going to try to hit him there. We fully aim that shot and we hit it. Luckily, it looks like Artie is paying attention to the Conquerors instead of myself, which is actually a good thing. Because I think Conquerors are a little bit more OP. So I'm kind of glad that Conquerors are my team here. But they're going to get the beating here. And I'm going to get away with murder because of that. Anyway, I'm moving back and forth again. I don't want to get hit by Artie. Conqueror gets smoked again right there. We have a shot at this T-54E1. We fully aim our shot. We were not spotted, so we were able to fully aim that shot. And we hit him. This gun has nice alpha too, man. It hits hard. It hits really hard, which is so nice. Reload time isn't too bad either. So, yeah, I kind of like this tank. I actually think I like it better than AMX 30B, the tier 10. The thing with the 30B at tier 10 is that I think mobility is slightly worse than this one. It has better view range, much better view range. It has 110 meters. This guy has 390, which is a little bit problematic. So you gotta get coated optics on this guy. And possibly binocs if you like to play it stationary. Anyway, at this point I realized, okay, this is not good. My team is gonna evaporate. And that's what this tank allows you to do. It has mobility to get away from sticky situations. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. But at the same time, I realize that the light tank is paying attention to me. I know he's coming. And he's got a troll gun. So I'm gonna try to get under his gun. We're gonna put a shell into him. And here all I can do is put my front towards him. And he still hits me for what? Quite a bit of HP. I can't see it well. But here, you know, many players would just go for revenge. They'll be like, no way, I'm going after him. He's got a long reload. But you have to be aware of your situational awareness, right? He was going towards his team. None of my team is alive anymore over there. If I go after him, I'm probably dead. So I decided to do quite the opposite. Forgive him for now. Run away. Get yourself in a position where you can be valuable, where you can put your gun in play. Forget your feelings. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to scoot all the way around to the position where my heavy tank is and my medium tank right on the bottom there. Honestly, I have no clue what these guys are doing down there. I don't think they were present throughout the game at all. Both of these guys. I have no idea what the hell they're doing. That's not a position to be in. I think they're trying to snipe across, but that's not a position to be in, especially for Type 4 Heavy. He should be up front and rolling with everybody else. Anyway, we're gonna come up here, and we need to focus this Conqueror. We need to take him out of the game, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Now again, this is 420 meters. Hitting his lower plate with this accuracy is going to be a problem. So what do? We have to flip to heat rounds. Unfortunately, I have no choice. I need to make sure I pen these shots because, you know, the game is just too close. If I don't pen these shots, I'm throwing the game away for my team, right? So I need to be able to pen them. So we're gonna put these shots in. We put 2 of them in, and the kill shot, I don't remember here. I think it might have went into his track. Yeah, I didn't think I got to kill him. Went into his track. Anyway, he's dead now. We're gonna switch back to APCR rounds. And now I see our medium tank. It's a tier 7 going after Tortoise. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But I think he's got his back. So, but at the same time, I think he's gonna get outnumbered there. So yeah, there's no point defending him there. I rather defend this position. So I tell my team, let's defend this position. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flex to that hill at E8 or E9, right? Or E8. And what this will allow me to do is put some crossfire into the opposition once they're gonna try to push our team. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Drawing separation, right? This thing, again, no armor. You gotta play it a little bit at the distance. Not too far, but at a distance, right? So I see shots at this object. We're gonna fully aim our shots here. And that's what I was doing. I wanted to make sure I fully aim my shots. Now this object is basically occupied with my medium tank. That's currently, well, he was sitting in the middle. So we put a couple of shells into him. Now he's gonna disappear from radar for a split second. And I didn't know how is that possible. I mean, he was still in my view range. I don't get it. But anyway, he reappears again. We're gonna try to hit him here again. Can we put this shot in? Yes, we can. We take him out of the game, which is great. So they have 3 tanks remaining, but 1 autoloader and 2 light tanks. Light tanks are usually problematic, especially at the end of the game, because good luck hitting them. Anyway, we're gonna focus the autoloader first, because he's not paying attention to us at all. So we're gonna put a shell into him if we can, right there. We break his engine at the same time. He's just realized now that he's in a crossfire. He knows in a bad spot. He tried to go behind the building, but that didn't work. We're gonna try to put a shell into the light tank, but we didn't lead it properly. So that doesn't go anywhere. So that wasn't the game's fault. That was my fault. Now here, we're gonna lead it properly this time around. Right there. And we put the shell into him. 417. Nice alpha. Beautiful. Can we put another shell into him? We're gonna line it up here, but he gets taken out. So that's great. Good shot by whoever it was. And it was Type 4 actually. That's crazy. That was a good shot by Type 4. Anyway, so only 1 light tank remaining is the Vanguard. So he's a bit pain in the ass. I don't like these tanks at all because good luck hitting them. They're so small. And especially with AMX 30B's gun accuracy on the move, it's gonna be extremely hard to hit him. But because I have so much HP left, because I saved my HP smartly, I don't really care because he can put 3 shells into me and he still cannot kill me. So I'm gonna get lazy here at the end. I'm gonna just auto aim, auto lock. I'm gonna try to take him out of the game. We missed that shot. Again, shooting on the move with this tank, not very good. But we can keep up with this guy. Take a look at that. Easily we can keep up with him because of the speed. So I don't want to get damaged here. We're just gonna go slowly. Again, auto lock. That misses. Whatever. He puts 1 shell into us. Damages my gun pretty much. Missed his 3rd shell, but again, I knew he was in a world of hurt. He couldn't run away here. So we take him out of the game. And we secure the win for the team. So, very nice game where the gun actually worked really well. And actually, this is the perfect scenario for AMX 30. You know, kind of that mid-range situation, the mid-range kind of fighting. It's not totally 450, 500 meters. It's somewhere in between, you know, 200 and, you know, 400 meters. That's perfect for this tank because you could put a bunch of shells with the accuracy that it has. Right, so beautiful game. We managed to put up Ace Tanker, 5.6k damage, 1233 assisted damage, which brings the total to about 6.8k combined. Quite fantastic. We managed to make credits still. We had 15 penetrating hits, high caliber metal, of course. We finished with 1760 base XP, pretty decent base XP. Nothing spectacular, but pretty decent. Better than average anyway. We fired 23 shells, we had 17 direct hits and 15 penetrations. Anyway guys, I hope this video will help you with whether you want to go for this line or not. I think I enjoyed this tank. I think I like it quite a bit. If you're interested, let me know. I have other pretty good games in this tank. Maybe not as good as this one, but they're still pretty good. If you're interested to see those games, I will post them. Just leave me a comment below and I'll see if there's interest. And if there is, then yeah, I'll show you how to play this tank at top tier, at bottom tier, and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's it for today. Let's hope World of Tanks Valor is better than World of Tanks Mercenaries. And let's hope Wargaming will fix our game. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.